American military presence in the Baltics has been reinforced in response to the Russian military exercises held on both sides of the Sawatki Gap in Kaliningrad and Belarus. With more than 40,000 military personnel involved, ships, tanks, planes, and helicopters, it's the biggest military exercise ever held in the region. Camp Hercus, the new permanent U.S. base in the region, is at the epicenter of tensions, as U.S. and Russian military exercises are held simultaneously less than 20 miles away from each other.
The need for the permanent deployment of U.S. forces in Lithuania is more apparent than ever, and we are looking forward to continuing to take advantage of opportunities to enhance the interoperability of our forces, providing a credible deterrent against any potential aggression, and to operate more effectively should deterrents fail.
General Bennett, you are in charge of U.S. military operations in the region. Why are U.S. forces in such close proximity to the Russian exercise? Don't you fear this aggressive posture could lead to an escalation?
Last time I checked, Lithuania was a sovereign country. If it is their wish to host permanent U.S. forces on their soil, I don't see why Moscow should have a say in that. Now, if you excuse me, I have a military exercise to prepare.
Thank you, General Bennett.
Good morning, Commander. So, have you seen me on the news? Everyone's talking about this exercise. It's not every day you see such a display of power. Reminds me of Desert Storm in '91. Ah, the good old days. Anyway, Major Williams, how are the preparations coming along?
The men are ready, General. We can begin the exercise.
All right then, showtime.
Oh, one last thing, General. A special diplomatic envoy sent by Washington has demanded to meet you. Counselor Miller?
Of course it's Miller. No military demonstration in the world is complete without this vulture showing up. His stupid face is the last thing I want to see today. So let's go. We're on a schedule. Keeps calling and won't give me a break if I don't throw him a bone. Go pick him up at his hotel and take him for a tour, Commander. Show him around the base, do whatever you want, as long as you keep him out of my hair. And take Williams with you. No offense, but she's more talkative than you.
Well, Commander, I guess we're the bone then. Miller's hotel is on the way to the training area. Let's hope he's in a better mood than the General.
Copy. Relocating.
Counselor Miller, I am Major Williams. It's a pleasure to have you with us. The Commander and I will show you around on our way to the General. Please hop in.
Well, it's about time. Let's go. Take me to the training ground first. I need to make sure that our equipment is showcased in the best possible conditions.
The exercise is about to start, so you will be able to see for yourself.
Humvee
But
awaiting
I
command.
didn't know there was a show.
This whole exercise is for show, Major. A show of force for our potential enemies, but also an arms fair for our partners.
I see. And which partners are we trying to impress today, Counselor?
That's confidential. Just drive, Major.
This is the artillery training ground, Counselor. Here our soldiers practice fire mission procedures. The Commander will make a demonstration for you.
Well, let's see how much time it'll take you to hit all these targets, Commander.
Dispersion increases with distance. That's why more rounds are needed to hit targets located further away. Smart munitions don't have this problem. They are much more accurate and can correct their trajectory to hit a target designated by a laser. As you can see, our latest battlefield management interface enables extremely responsive fire missions.
It was I who sold that concept to Congress. Glad to see it works in practice, too. Hey, why is the radar of this Patriot turned off?
It's the standard procedure to keep the radar turned off by default, to keep the unit mobile and avoid destruction by anti-radiation missiles. They can still use their backup tracking systems to target aircraft, but in this mode, their detection and engagement range are limited.
Then switch this radar on, Commander. Let's see how far target practice drones can be detected and engaged.
Radar activated. Looking for contacts.
Wow, the range of these missiles is impressive.
The efficiency of the radar depends on the altitude of the target. Low-flying aircraft are harder to detect, and helicopters cannot be targeted at all as they fly below the minimum detection altitude of the radar. That's why short-range air defense, SHORAD, is needed to complement long-range surface-to-air missiles.
Roger. We're on the move.
A fine demonstration of our firepower, Commander. The message is clear. No country equipped with our anti-aircraft systems need worry about its airspace being violated.
This is the tank firing range. A platoon of M1A2 Abrams is ready for the demonstration. Tank armor is much stronger on the front than on the sides. The training of our crews consists in maneuvering to engage the enemy from the flank, while minimizing the exposure of their own flanks. Tanks carry different types of rounds. Explosive rounds to engage infantry and lightly armored vehicles, and armor-piercing rounds to deal with highly armored targets. Explosive rounds are equally effective at any distance, but the penetration of armor-piercing rounds increases the closer you get to the target. You should move closer to the targets to demonstrate the increased penetrating power of the kinetic ammunition, Commander.
Very well. Now, can you send as many targets as possible? Let's see what a Soviet invasion of Europe would have looked like.
Our tanks benefit from good reverse speed, which is not the case with Russian-designed tanks. This allows us to move backward to avoid being overrun, while maintaining our powerful frontal armor facing the enemy. Well, this is it. 70 tons of American diplomacy.
Helicopters are impressive machines. Boy, are they noisy.
Our pilots are ready to take off. Do you want to hop in for a ride, Counselor?
Certainly. It'll be a nice change from those little private helicopters that fly like cabs.
Cargo helicopters can transport troops and supplies, but also vehicles as long as their weight allows it. One of our vehicles broke down during a maneuver exercise. Let's go and recover it with our helicopter.
Flying low.
The hooks are in place. Now let's drop it off at the repair station. The vehicle has been unloaded. The mechanics will get it back in working order. How about a little target practice now, Counselor? Get behind one of the machine guns, and we'll put you in range of some targets to shoot at.
But I have never fired a machine gun before.
Don't worry, it's very simple, and I'll be here to help.
Here we go! Bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Come on, get some! Woo! Yeah!
Pretty impressive for someone who's never shot before.
That must be a natural.
All the targets are down. Let's head back to the helipad.
I've not had that much fun in a long time. You sure know how to entertain, Major. You should come work with me. With you by my side, getting those contracts signed would be a breeze. Plus, you wouldn't have to work with this grumpy old man anymore.
Thank you for the offer. At the moment, I'm tied to my current assignment.
I see. Well, think about it.
This is the ATGM shooting ground. It stands for Anti-Tank Guided Missiles. They travel slower than tank rounds, but have a greater range. Their use is therefore preferable when the line of sight is unobstructed.
Yeah, I know that. Send the targets. Let's see that in practice.
In absence of a specific command, the gunners communicate their targets to each other. If a missile is already in flight, the other gunner will give priority to another target. That way, no missiles are wasted. The range of the missiles can be superior to the detection range of the unit, so they generally work alongside recon units. The gunners are trained to switch targets mid-flight if the initial target disappears or if instructed to do so. This is particularly useful, as the long flight time of the missile can give time to the enemy to take cover or activate their smoke dischargers.
I hope you use the old TOW-2A for this demonstration. The new Top Attack TOW-2B costs twice as much, so using them against anything other than a tank is a waste of resources.
Don't worry, sir. We use special training ammunition, both cheaper and less hazardous than regular ammo during exercises. By the way, Counselor, where do you and the General know each other from?
We were friends once. Good friends, actually.
Oh, and what happened?
Can we just not have this conversation, please? When do we get there? I see nothing happening here. What's going on?
It's a good sign, sir. Our troops are exercising their camouflage skills here. They try to reach the target area undetected by staying away from the hostile patrols, staying in cover as much as possible, and sprinting to move across open areas faster. Recon units are specially trained and equipped to remain as discreet as possible. They have a reduced visual, thermal, and electronic signature that makes them harder to detect.
Electronic signature? So they refrain from posting geolocalized selfies during the mission? Impressive.
Infiltration underway. Walking like ghosts. We move in silence.
Well, well. Looks like we have hide-and-seek champions. What's being built here?
Nothing. This is the close-quarter training area. Infantrymen use these buildings to simulate urban combat. The rules are simple. We try to capture their sector, and they try to capture ours.
Sounds good. Let's see what you're made of, Commander.
Vehicles can provide excellent fire support, but are vulnerable to infantry anti-tank rockets. They must therefore be kept out of their range as much as possible.
Well, that was a good show, Commander. But it demonstrates one thing. Our allies are not ready at all to defend themselves. What's going on here?
Some of our vehicles broke down, apparently. Thanks to the diagnostic system integrated into our vehicles, we can easily identify which part is damaged.
We cannot let that happen. Not today.
Don't worry, sir. We have the necessary supplies to repair them. The commander will call a cargo truck from the support group and make sure they bring a big load of supplies with them. As soon as the supplies are unloaded next to the vehicles, the crew will handle the repairs automatically.
I got my ears on. Go ahead.
The vehicles are now fully operational again.
Perfect. Now let's move on. That's all well and good, but I'm not here for these trifles. I've got a major fighter jet contract to attend to.
Transport. Standing by.
So here's the real showstopper. I want you to demonstrate its air-to-ground and air-to-air capabilities for our guests.
Take a seat, Miller. I'm in charge here.
Ah, General. I was wondering when you'd come out of hiding. So, what's on the menu, Chef?
We'll start with a classic. Close air support with good old A-10s.
Yeah, like in '91, the good old days. You never change your record, do you?
Shut up, Miller! Commander, you will be leading this demonstration. Call in an A-10 and order it to destroy the marked targets. Planes must work in coordination with recon to target enemy ground units. The recon detects and identifies the target while the plane maneuvers to attack it.
Center support inbound. CAS is on the way.
Whoa! The sound of that gun always gives me chills. It reminds me of well, whatever. Now call in a Harrier to make a bombing run.
Oh, great. Another old crate.
Munitions on target. Nice flight.
Send the plane back to base before it runs out of fuel.
Time to bug.
All right, Commander, send in the F-15EX now.
Finally.
This plane is equipped with a laser designation pod and smart bombs. You mark the target with the pod, and the bombs will correct their trajectory to hit with pinpoint accuracy.
Strike area confirmed.
You see, making gun runs and guiding missiles is outdated. Now, you drop a bomb from as far as you can and you let it do the job for you.
Well, let's try again with a moving target this time. And you'll see that a human is still needed to predict the target's trajectory. When you take one of these bombs on the face like that, the coffin they send back home doesn't weigh much, believe me. Send in a second F-15, Commander. This time to demonstrate its air-to-air capabilities against drones.
We have potential buyers for
Flight
dozens
plan
of these
updated.
planes, so make sure these drones are shot down nice and clean, Commander.
Eagle
Remind
mission
me,
ready.
Miller, are we here to defend these people or to sell them weapons?
Selling them weapons means they can defend themselves. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. I just make sure they buy from the right
Eagle,
bait and tackle
standing
shop.
by for orders. Turn it
Drone
on.
destroyed. Proceed to next target. Second target destroyed.
3 out of 3.
There's one more drone, Commander. Finish it. Great job, Commander. If we don't land a contract for a few jets after that, I'll be damned.
General, we've got a problem. I've asked confirmation from the airbase, and they sent 3 drones as planned, not 4.
Oh, shit. Don't tell me we scratched some civvies who can't read a map.
No, sir. The radar signature was definitely that of a UAV.
Well, in any case, that means trouble.
The Lithuanian government denounced a violation of its airspace and closed its frontier with Belarus and Russia.
And place their troops on high alert.
The unknown object that was shot down during the exercise turned out to be a Russian drone. The official line is that it was shot down to prevent an air collision with our jets training nearby. But the Russians refused to go along with that story and maintained that it was flying on their side of the border.
But it was flying on the wrong side of the border, right?
Well, it was hit in the Lithuanian airspace, but ended up a few meters on the other side of the frontier. So, as you can imagine, they jumped on the occasion to create their own narrative. In any case, the Lithuanian government has closed their borders with Belarus and Kaliningrad until the end of the investigations. As a response, the Russians have placed all their troops at the border on high alert and sent a quote-unquote military convoy carrying humanitarian aid to Kaliningrad. They are approaching the town of Lazdiche as we speak.
And nobody thought about stopping them?
It's a tricky situation. The Lithuanians cannot block humanitarian convoys without breaking international treaties.
Humanitarian my ass. We can't let that happen. The so-called humanitarian convoy is like spitting in our face. Williams, what are our units in the area?
A striker company from 2nd Cav is training nearby. If they move it once, they should be able to intercept the convoy before it reaches the city of Lazdiche.
This isn't much, but it'll have to do. Dispatch them immediately.
General, don't you see what's happening? The drone, the convoy, half the Russian army are on high alert on the other side of the frontier. This whole situation could very well be a false flag operation. If you rush into this convoy with blazing guns, this would certainly give them a justification for a strong military response.
They wouldn't dare. They're only testing our resolve. So we'll put ourselves in their way, make a show of force, and watch them go crawl back under their rock.
And what will you do if they don't stop?
The city of Lazdier is a vital crossroad to reinforce Lithuania. If they take control of it, we have no way to defend Vilnius in case of invasion. We cannot take the risk to let that happen.
Sir, Stryker Company responded. They are already in sight of Lazdier and are awaiting orders.
Thank you, Major. Let's go, Commander. We have a lot on our plate.
The convoy has been spotted a few miles down this highway, sir.
No time to lose, then. This crossroad is the last position where we can stop them before they reach the city. Send your troops there immediately, Commander.
Remember, this is officially a humanitarian convoy, and unless proven otherwise, it must be considered as such. Act with extreme caution here, General.
Yeah, of course. Commander, make sure our troops are instructed to hold their fire and engage only if fired upon.
We are holding the crossroad, General. They are approaching rapidly. Maybe they didn't see us. Shall we fire a warning shot?
Negative! Hold your fire and stay in the middle of the road. Show them we're here, and they'll back off.
Heavy weapons ready.
They stopped.
It looks like they're hesitating.
I guess they weren't expecting us. Come on, now is the moment of truth. Either they go back or they try to pass in force.
First crossroad secured. They've stopped again. Second crossroad secured, sir. Enemy soldiers have dismounted from the trucks and started moving in our direction. We got positive identification of weapons. I repeat, PID of weapons.
Hold your fire! This is a game of chicken. Whoever shoots first takes the blame.
And whoever gets shot first dies. Williams, drop a bomb on the road in front of them as a warning. We must show where our red line stands.
Our drone has been shot down.
It's clear they're not coming to shake hands. You're authorized to engage, Commander.
Anti-tank vehicle.
Armed vehicles are detaching from the bulk of the convoy. They're moving up in our direction. Prepare for an assault.
Establish defensive positions in the buildings near the crossroads on our flank, Commander. And make sure our troops are resupplied. If one of these positions is overwhelmed, fall back on the main crossroad and hunker down there. I scrambled jets to provide fire support, but they won't be there before 30 minutes. Your orders are simple.
We're on
Hold at all
strike.
costs until they arrive.
Your men will never hold that long. Give me a minute. We have a pair of AC-130 gunships in the area. I will demand they be rerouted in your direction.
We? Who are you actually working with now, Miller?
Just use the planes and don't ask questions. They will be there in about 10 minutes.
Be advised, Commander. A second wave of vehicles has forced the border and is approaching on the highway. They are accompanied by self-propelled howitzers this time.
A handful of Lithuanian units have arrived, and will hold the outskirts of the town on our left. Fall back on the main crossroad and hunker down there to receive the main Russian assault. Enemy units are pouring through the main crossroad. Eliminate them and retake it immediately!
The cavalry has arrived, Commander. The gunships are here to support you. Move them over enemy positions and enjoy the show.
Gunship standing by for target.
Our position is overwhelmed. Retreat into the city outskirts and use the gunships to repel the assault.
Bobbing. New course set. We're the Angel of Death.
The Russian troops seem to be falling back. Looks like they've had enough for today.
It was a close shave. The Striker Brigade is in poor shape. It needs to be withdrawn. But they bought us precious time to organize our next move. Congratulations, Commander.
No time for congratulations. Reports indicate Russian penetrations in all the main axes leading to the three capital cities of the Baltic states. So there you have it, General. Your long-awaited war.
Russian troops are pouring into the Baltic states through every checkpoint from Narva in the north to Vilnius in the south.
The Russians have threatened Europe with the use of nuclear weapons if they dare to get involved. The threat was effective. We've been left to fend for ourselves.
We won't be able to prevent the invasion of Estonia and Latvia, and could quickly end up bogged down in a long and exhausting war of attrition in Lithuania. We're far from home and on our own. Our expeditionary units can hit hard and fast, but will rapidly lose effectiveness.
Then our best chance is to seize a bargaining chip to negotiate with.
And what do you propose?
We take Kaliningrad.
I like it. We have enough forces in Poland and in the Baltic Sea to take the city and even the entire Oblast if things go well. I will prepare attack plans on strategic targets around the city.
The city of Kaliningrad is only 20 miles away from the Polish border. In your opinion, General, how long would it take an armored brigade to reach it?
Using Highway E28, they could cover this distance in less than a day for sure. But our tanks are stored in Germany and won't be here for several days. And last time I checked, you told me the Poles won't intervene.
Indeed, they won't enter Russian soil without first ensuring full support from the rest of the EU. But what if I convince them to lend us some of their newly acquired Abrams tanks?
Well, that changes everything. Our crews have already been airlifted from Germany and are waiting for the machines. We're talking hours, not days this time.
Then, consider it done. I'll make the necessary arrangements.
Williams, situation please.
The first Polish tanks have been transferred to our crews, but it'll take several days before we can reach full capacity.
Enemy activity in the region?
The Russians seem pretty disorganized as well. There's a lot of movement, but nothing very coordinated.
Then we won't give them time to come to their senses. We'll act immediately and seize the initiative to keep them off balance. Williams, organize an ad hoc armor company team with whatever you can find. Commander, you will lead this armored spearhead and open the way to Kaliningrad for the rest of our forces. Rush forward, don't stop at anything, don't even slow down, and ram through the toll gate.
We're approaching the border. We've received reports of Russian troops establishing defensive positions along the highway.
Don't give them time to reinforce their positions, Commander. Move quickly and secure the first checkpoint rapidly.
No sign of enemy presence at Checkpoint Alpha, sir.
Good, we beat him to the punch. Williams, establish a supply point here. Make sure we have a constant flow of ammunition and spare parts to keep up the pace.
At once, sir.
Commander, continue toward the next checkpoints. Our vehicles are equipped with active protection systems designed to intercept incoming missiles and RPGs, so don't hesitate to jump into the middle of the fray. Shock and awe!
Checkpoint Bravo is under our control, sir. Enemy defense eliminated.
Perfect. Keep up the pace, Commander. Williams will set up resupply points at each checkpoint as you progress.
Checkpoint Charlie is under our control, sir.
The latest SIGINT report indicates small enemy groups assembling on both sides of the highway. Williams, set up reconnaissance positions on our flanks. I don't want any surprises.
Understood, sir.
One more checkpoint, and the road to Kaliningrad will be open, Commander.
Sir, the activity on our flanks is starting to worry me. Several of my positions have been probed, which could indicate an imminent attack.
It could also be isolated units trying to find their way. No need to overreact. Our priority remains to capture the last checkpoint. An armored brigade is preparing to move as we speak. As soon as the road is open, I will send them through.
Checkpoint Echo captured, sir.
Finally, Kaliningrad, here we come. The brigade is in marching order and ready to go. I'm giving them the order to move immediately.
Sir, our flanks are still threatened and my troops can't hold their own. My defenses around Checkpoint Charlie are being probed again.
I know. Commander, use your troops to assist Williams now. Make sure we keep control of the highway and ensure safe passage to the vehicles of the armored brigade.
Sir, a large enemy group has been spotted on our flank, heading toward Checkpoint Charlie.
Fit for fight, sir.
My reconnaissance units won't be able to hold them back for long. I need backup.
Understood. Commander, send back some of your troops to assist Williams. Keep the pressure on the enemy if you can, but pause the assault if necessary. Our logistic line must not be severed.
The column is on the move and has reached Checkpoint Alpha, sir.
Hunt down the remaining enemy groups roaming around Checkpoint Charlie, Commander. Keep the column safe. I'm assigning you a pair of Apache helicopters to provide overwatch. Make sure the column of vehicles reaches Checkpoint Echo without taking losses.
The column has reached Checkpoint Charlie, sir.
Good. Don't let the column overtake you, Commander. Use the secondary roads on the sides of the highway to avoid getting stuck in traffic.
The column has reached Checkpoint Delta, sir.
Numerous enemies are converging on Checkpoint Echo, Commander. Don't let them reach the highway. Use your troops as a buffer.
The column has finally reached Checkpoint Echo, sir.
One last push and we're there. Don't let the enemy hit it now. That would be so stupid to fail so close to reaching our goal.
Infantry, good to go. Engaging. Moving out.
The full brigade is on its way to Kaliningrad. I cannot wait to see this armored fist knocking at the gates of the city. Gentlemen, we've just received the green light for the landing operation on Baltese Peninsula. The Russian Baltic Fleet is currently resupplying in the harbor of Kaliningrad and will soon be ready to take to sea. Taking control of this peninsula would trap them in the lagoon, rendering them basically non-operational in the region. Our troops are ready to storm the beach, but according to our latest satellite data, a mobile coastal artillery battery is defending the harbor. These guns must be silenced before we can launch the main assault, or this'll turn into Omaha Beach 2.0. The guns have been spotted here. This is a battery of Barrick 130mm howitzers. They can detect and engage fast-moving targets above the water. That includes ships and helicopters. Local intel reports that a battery of surface-to-air missiles is present on the south bank of the lagoon. But the precise position of each launcher is unknown, as they are relocated every day. That makes a missile or airstrike way too hazardous. Our best option is to send in a light force to eliminate the anti-air batteries by surprise and open the way for the main landing. They don't expect that kind of attack, so the ground forces in the area are limited. Commander, you will be in charge of this raid while I organize the main landing. Prepare your troops, but remember, it's a one-time opportunity, so it's make or break. Make it happen, Commander. Good luck.
Commander, I've gathered as much information as possible about the operating forces in the region. You can consult them in the mission intel section if you wish.
May I have a word, Commander? In private, please. It's about the General. I know you hold him in high esteem, but you haven't known him as long as I have. The truth is, he is a dangerous man. He's getting old, and this conflict might be his last chance to fulfill his dream of seeing his name in the history books. That makes him dangerous. For you and your men. For himself, for everyone. Books are full of great battles and proud generals, but never talk about the men who work towards avoiding such glorious slaughters. So when the day comes, and it will come, believe me, to choose between reason and glory, I'm counting on you, Commander, to make the right choice.
The ships cannot approach as long as the coastal battery located in this fort is operational. The anti-air missiles are located on the other side of the canal. A Russian missile battery generally consists of 6 launchers. 2 of them have been located on the beach, but the others must be hiding in the nearby city.
Sir, the reconnaissance group has made contact with the enemy and reports the presence of a tank platoon defending the area. I hope you brought some dedicated anti-tank units with you. The troops have engaged the enemy. It will take them a little time to figure out what's going on, but we've got to hurry now. Missile launcher taken out. A platoon of naval infantry has been spotted crossing the canal. Prepare for a counteroffensive.
What can I do for you?
Missile launcher taken out.
Engaging the enemy!
Missile launcher taken out.
That was the last anti-aircraft launcher. The way is clear for the planes. I'm sending in an air raid to deal with the artillery.
Our vehicle has been hit! Need repair!
Coastal artillery destroyed. Now take that fort and establish a defensive perimeter. Enemy paratroopers are mobilizing for a counterattack as we speak.
Osprey awaiting mission.
The ships are on their way. Your orders are to hold your position until the arrival of the landing party.
Weapons team, ready to lift.
This is it. The enemy paratroopers are here.
The landing party is finally here. Time for the big show. Here's the situation, Commander. Your group holding the fort has drawn the enemy to the tip of the peninsula. Our landing party is ready to flank them, trap them, and finish them off. Our landing crafts and helicopters give us the ability to strike anywhere on the coast. But we have a limited amount of troops, and bringing reinforcements ashore will take time, so you need to define your priorities. The enemy paratroopers have dropped the bulk of their equipment in the fields to the north of the town. They need to regroup for a while, but will soon be ready to attack. Striking them first would save us some trouble. The city garrison is still in disarray. Seizing the city center immediately without giving them time to reorganize would make the task much simpler. And you need to hurry, Commander. Your men at the fort won't hold forever.
Rocket barrage incoming. Keep your heads down.
We We have detected the origin of the strike. A few cruise missiles from our destroyer will teach them some manners. Our men at the fort are still under heavy enemy assault. Go get them now while there's still someone to save.
We've linked up with the Marines holding the fort. There are many wounded requiring treatment, but those in good shape are eager to continue the fight with us.
All the objectives have been reached. Congratulations, Commander. I will recommend all the soldiers who fought at the fort for a medal. These men are heroes. Chekalov's Naval Air Base, 5 miles northwest of Kaliningrad. This is our target. The city will be a tough nut to crack, so we need to seize key infrastructures to reinforce our logistic line first. So our objective is to capture this base with the runway intact. The 82nd Airborne Division is preparing for the assault, but the air defense of the base must be suppressed first. Planes equipped with anti-radiation missiles will open the way, and once it's done, the paratroopers will make their jump and establish a defensive perimeter. From there, we can airlift heavier equipment and begin the siege of the city.
Sir, the paratroopers are ready for the drop.
What about the escort?
F-16s, equipped with AGM-88 anti-radiation missiles, will open the way and suppress the enemy air defense.
And the rest of the planes I've requested?
Strike planes will be available as reinforcement as soon as the seed mission is over. A-10s to hunt enemy vehicles, F-35s equipped with guided bombs, and F-15s carrying cluster munitions in case large enemy formations are spotted.
Perfect. The Paras can't hold their own against tanks, so they'll need this support.
We also have B-1B supersonic bombers on standby.
What's the point? Our objective is to capture this base, not to plow the runway with a carpet of bombs.
In case you failed, General, I prefer to see this base erased from the map rather than letting the Russians keep it.
There will be no failure. Let's go, Commander. We got a mission to succeed.
Special tactics teams have located the anti-air missiles around the airfield. S-300 missiles and anti-aircraft guns can intercept missiles when their radar is active. The recommended course of action is to approach from low altitude and send a high number of seed planes at once to overwhelm them.
This is Zulu Liner 1-1 entering the AO. Jammers are on. Time to play him some music. New course set. Magnum, missile away. Radar destruction confirmed. No more radar emissions detected. They're either destroyed or too afraid to turn them on now. Zulu liner out.
Time to send in the airborne. Capture the control tower at the end of the runway. We will use this elevated position as an observation post to call in airstrikes.
Our position is now identified. The security forces of the airbase are probably already on their way. The first objective is in our hands.
Enemy planes are trying to take off. Nail them down before they can escape. From now on, this is a no-fly zone for the enemy.
I don't think any plane will try to take off after what happened to those three.
Establish defensive positions, but as soon as you have the chance, push out toward the middle of the runway and take control of the buildings there. The enemy attacks are coming from these barracks. Clear them to secure our flank. Helicopters are taking off from these helipads. Capture these hangars and nail them down.
The helipads are under our control, General. The enemy barracks have been secured, sir.
Good. Refocus your attention on your main objectives, Commander. The airstrip is secured. Now let's move to our final objective, the command center of the airbase. We need to finish capturing this base before receiving the counterattack that will surely fall upon us. We hold the airbase, but the garrison of Kaliningrad has assembled a large force to retake it. They took their sweet time, but they're coming in force now. We can bring some heavy equipment with C-17, but we only have time for a single delivery, so choose well. One-time delivery. You won't receive replacements for these units if you lose them, so be careful.
Sir, we have detected the enemy group. They're not kidding this time. Dozens of tanks and IFVs in combat formation.
All right, maintain visual on them and send in the Air Force. Cluster bombs are perfect to damage vehicles. Once they're immobilized, they're as good as dead.
What's left of the infantry and the crews are fleeing in disarray. So many losses at once. That must be terrifying.
Beautiful, isn't it? We are at the gates of Kaliningrad, but the situation in the east is getting critical. Vilnius has fallen, and the Russian forces advancing from Belarus are pushing hard in our direction. We must rapidly subdue Kaliningrad before the Russian reinforcements can close the Suwalki Gap and stab us in the back. Civilians have been evacuated, and the garrison of the city is preparing for a long battle of attrition. They will have months' worth of supplies, and we don't have time to lay a siege. We need to move east immediately. We need to break the morale. I've requested FA-18 Hornets of the Marines to be loaded with napalm.
The official name is firebombs.
Rebrand them as much as you like. They'll do the job just as well.
A very cunning plan, General. Although, I have an alternative proposal that doesn't involve burning a multi-secular city to the ground. May I? The garrison is mainly composed of infantry on foot, with the mechanized troops held in reserve as a reaction force. A simultaneous attack of our troops to the north and the south of the city would force them to send their reserves away from the city center. This would leave the enemy HQ vulnerable to a decapitation strike carried out by our special forces. We have traced the endpoint of communications sent to the military governor of the Oblast commanding the garrison.
Then let's bomb the place to the ground and be done with it. No need to show off with special forces.
The endpoint is the basement of the House of Soviets. Probably the biggest brutalist-style cube of concrete ever built by the Soviet Union. Bombs won't work. We will use the cover of night and follow the Pergolia River using our newest Silent Hawk stealth helicopters to approach undetected. A Delta Force team will assault the building, capture the governor, and force him to order the surrender of the garrison.
This plan makes no sense and has no chance to succeed. We proceed my way.
No, General. We will proceed my way. The intercepted message has been deciphered, and it gives the governor the power to use nukes should the city fall. The possibility of nukes being used makes it a threat to national security. And so you have been placed under my command. Major Williams, hand over the signed order to the General, please.
Sorry, General. The orders are clear.
What is the meaning of this? I am in command of all our forces in the Baltics. I'm not gonna let some spook in a suit take command of my forces.
You will, General. Or we will find someone else to do it in your place. That goes for you too, Commander. So I hope I can count on your full cooperation. Major Williams.
Yes, sir?
Congratulations, you've just been promoted Lieutenant Colonel. You will be in charge of creating the distraction while my guys do their job. Commander, you will assist me on the planning and execution of this raid. Let's go. To draw the enemy forces away from the river.
Here we go!
Commander, escort Delta forces to the target building. Stay over the river to avoid detection.
Look, it's working! Their troops are retreating from the harbor to counterattack my push. You seem to know those guys from Delta Force pretty well, Counselor. You've worked with them before, am I right?
You really don't have the credentials to get this kind of information, Williams. Focus on your objectives, and try to look the other way as much as possible.
Shots fired. We've been detected.
It's okay, you're almost there. Proceed as planned.
Heading there. Touchdown! Go, go, go! Delta 1-1. Enemy HQ under our control. Lots of supplies in here, but no trace of the target so far. Give us a few minutes to comb through the building.
Roger that. If he's not here, he can't have gone far. Look for intel and search any alternative location where we might find him. Commander, establish a defensive perimeter around the building. We have a lot of enemy movement converging on your location.
This is Delta 1-4. Do you read? No joy on the target. Our tunnel led into the sewers. We've exited into a swampy puddle of shit, right next to the railway bridge.
Copy 1-4. Hunker down. We will link up with you.
Roger. We'll take cover in the nearby warehouse. Fuck's sake. I swear Russian shit stinks worse than ours.
No trace of our man here. Try another district.
Hey, Commander. Glad to see ya. Hope you don't mind the smell.
All the surrounding districts have been searched, and and there is still no trace of the target. Shall we cancel the operation, sir?
Negative. Let's wait for all the D-boys to resurface. We won't leave without them anyway. Delta 1-1, is that you? Delta 1-1, do you read?
This is Delta 1-1. We resurfaced near the stadium. Numerous hostiles detected. Target presence confirmed. I repeat, target presence confirmed.
Bingo! We got him!
There's a little army around the stadium. They're loading trucks. Looks like they're prepping to move. With all the stuff they have on the ground, we'll be mauled if we attack on foot. There are also several high-end SORAD systems, so helicopters are a no-go as well.
Don't worry, there's no need to get our hands dirty. Now that the target is out in the open, we'll hit him with a precision strike.
Delta 1-1, target down, kill confirmed. No need to spend millions on ballistic missiles when a $10 bullet will do.
Great job, T. Adapt and overcome as usual. Pack up an RTB. The round's on me.
Kaliningrad is in our hands, Counselor. The entire garrison has surrendered, and very few elements have managed to escape the encirclement.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you. And of course, your precious help, Commander. Our last target in the region is the military base of Chernyakovsk, hosting the 152nd Missile Brigade. These are the Iskander short-range ballistic missiles threatening Europe, so I'm sure our very careful allies would love to see them removed.
An entire brigade dedicated to ballistic missiles? We better cover up today. It's gonna be a downpour.
So, Lieutenant Colonel, what do you think would be the best course of action?
Ballistic missiles can strike anywhere, but it takes time to configure and launch them. We must absolutely stay dispersed and on the move to avoid becoming the target of a tactical nuke. So we stay on their heels, get close enough to force them to use conventional warheads, set up a battery of Patriots to intercept a maximum of missiles, and start assaulting the base immediately.
You heard her, Commander. No time to lose.
We're approaching Chernyakovsk. Let's deploy our surface-to-air missile battery near the next crossroad. We're already in range of their missiles, so it won't be long before they... Ballistic missiles! Get off the road! Now! Wow! That was close!
We have to get that air defense set up ASAP. It won't be long before they shoot again. They must have spotters nearby who guided the strike on you. Find them, Commander.
All trench monkeys!
We found a team of spotters!
All asses dismount!
The observers are running away. Get them, Commander. Enemy observers eliminated, but there might be others.
Another team of spotters detected.
They are fleeing. Don't let them hide again.
Second volley of ballistic missiles incoming!
Nobody here but chickens.
I'll be standing by.
Interception successful. But if they continue to hammer us like that, we will soon run out of missiles.
Call in supply trucks, Commander. Make sure the Patriots don't run out of ammo.
Commander, the Patriots are running out of missiles. Requesting supplies. All right, we carefully comb the area. I think we found all the observers.
We can't stay here like sitting ducks. We've got to move up.
Commander, take control of our armored units and begin the attack in the direction of the ballistic missiles launch site.
And don't forget to keep the Patriots resupplied.
Watch out, Commander. You're being engaged by long-range anti-tank missiles from those high-rises. It might be best to use smoke to block their line of sight and assault their position.
Don't bother with that, Commander. We have our own ballistic missiles available. Those PRSMs are perfect tools to deal with entrenched static enemy positions. You can call them in as reinforcements. Aha! Let the ballistic missiles duel begin!
Target marked, direct fire!
Ballistic missiles incoming! Ballistic missiles incoming! Iskander missile launcher spotted!
Look at them running away. Don't let them escape.
Watch out! Cruise missiles coming your way, Commander!
So they have a second battery of Iskanders hiding in the city. Eliminate it as well, Commander.
Go ahead. Anti-aircraft here. Roger, engaging.
If my math is right, that makes 6 ballistic missile launchers destroyed. So the entire battery is out.
Cruise missiles coming our way!
Target confirmed. We're engaging.
Counselor Miller, all the Iskanders have been destroyed. Mission accomplished.
Good, good.
Copy.
With the ballistic missile threat over Europe out of the way, let's see how the situation develops.
The Latvian National Armed Forces are focusing their defense around the capital city and are in dire need of any help we can send them. The Marine Expeditionary Unit that seized Baltisk is now sailing to Riga, and I've been reassigned to lead this new task force. A privilege which, of course, is not a dick move from Miller to cast me out as far away as possible from the front, where we can have a real chance of kicking some Russian ass and keeping all the credit for himself. No, it certainly isn't. What the hell?
4 sea-skimming bogies inbound north, sir. Vector 205, straight at us. They're coming fast. Vampire, missiles detected.
Action stations!
General, what's your status? General, what's your status?
I'm fine. Just a few scratches. Nothing to write home about.
What's the status of your ships?
Our escort destroyer has been sent to the bottom. They've sustained multiple hits and went down with all hands before we could do anything. The carrier didn't get hit directly, but has received a lot of shrapnel. Many airframes that were on deck are badly damaged. We have several ongoing fires and casualties, including my second in command. We won't be able to sustain another attack like that, and I'm sure those Tupolevs are already rearming to come back and finish us. I set course to Klaipeda. It's the nearest deep-sea harbor. We'll blend in with the cargo ship and carry out repairs there.
Yeah, good idea. Stay there and don't move. It seems that wherever I send you, things go to shit. So best to keep the phenomenon localized.
Fuck you, Miller.
Commander, jump in the first helicopter and see what you can do to salvage the situation.
Be careful, General. Our latest troops indicate fighting between Russian troops arrived from Kaliningrad and the local Lithuanian troops within the city.
Understood. Bennett out. Commander, you're here. We're in deep shit. Our targeting radar's been hit. Our anti-missile defenses are down. Another attack from their planes, and we're done for. We're heading to the middle of the harbor to blend in with all those cargo ships. We need cover from your aircraft. Our FA-18Cs are equipped with air-to-air missiles, including the latest long-range gunslingers. Enemy fast movers detected. Could be supersonic bombers or fighters. Hard to tell. Stay sharp. contact on our screens. They're flying low and slow. Must be Sukhoi 25 attack aircraft. Intercept them before they reach us, Commander.
The bug's in the air. Changing course. Armed and ready.
A wave of helicopters is approaching. Slower aircraft like Harriers, equipped with short-range infrared missiles, are best suited to take them down. Using fast jets against helicopters forces them to maneuver dangerously close to the ground, increasing the risk of a crash, especially with the afterburners engaged.
Yellow Jacket armed and ready. On it.
All right, let's dock here. We'll need to stay for a while to carry out repairs. In the meantime, let's assist the Lithuanians in repelling the Russian assault on the city. The enemy has penetrated deep into the city, aiming to divide Lithuanian forces and neutralize them one section at a time. It's a classic urban warfare tactic for securing a city. Let's push them back beyond the outskirts by retaking control of these 3 key crossroads. Use your strike planes to support the ground forces in their progression. First crossroad secured. That's a good start, Commander. The Lithuanians will occupy it. Continue your progression. Second crossroad secured. Good. Keep up the pace. Third crossroad secured. Finally! The Russian troops have been repelled. They are beaten down and won't be able to counterattack unless they receive reinforcements. Thanks for your help, Commander. I really thought we were done for.
The Lithuanians have been forced to fall back behind the Nemunas River and abandon the key city of Kaunas. The road to Klaipėda is now wide open for the Russians. Their convoys are already rushing toward the sea to link up with their troops routing from Kaliningrad and re-establish a cohesive front line.
Their hasty movement and the large distance they need to cover means they can't efficiently protect the entire road. It's an opportunity to strike their supply line. The 101st Airborne Division, specializing in helicopter assaults, has been airlifted to Poland, and its first elements will be operational in a few hours. Buckle up, Commander. You will be leading the charge today. We are tracking the movement of their troops with satellite imagery and have determined the most likely junction point for their troops. We will strike right there and make sure they will never link up nor reach their destinations.
Fighting enemies coming from 2 different directions at once is not an advantageous situation. We're basically placing ourselves in a pincer configuration. We'll use the mobility of our helicopters to take the initiative and strike each enemy group alternatively rather than fighting them all at once.
Do as you wish. I'll let you handle the tactical details with the commander.
Let's establish a forward arming and refueling point in this village, Commander. It's located in between the 2 roads used by the enemy, so we'll be able to strike wherever we want, rapidly.
We're in contact with local civilians ready to help us. They will be informing us of enemy movements. Human intelligence still has its use, as you can see. This train station is the furthest defensive position of the Russians. They unload their equipment from trains here and form convoys they send in the direction of Klaipėda. It's heavily defended, so don't try to attack head-on. All we have to do is wait for the convoys to leave and attack them on the road with our helicopters. We have visual confirmation of a military convoy leaving the train station area and heading to Klaipėda. Go give them a warm welcome, Commander.
All weapons green.
FARP.
Another civilian informer contacted us. He positioned himself near the road coming from Kaliningrad. He gave us a visual confirmation of battle-worn troops retreating from Kaliningrad. Don't let them slip away.
The group of retreating troops coming from Kaliningrad has been destroyed. Time to rearm the helicopters.
Great job, Commander. If you destroy them fast enough, they won't have time to report the attack to their HQ, and they'll continue to send more convoys in our direction.
Enemy fighter spotted.
They're trying to escape, Commander. Go get them!
Flying to coordinates. Kiowa is on the warpath.
I was sure they'd react that way. I'm sending in an F-22 Raptor to help you out.
Kiowa awaiting mission.
We've been hit. Master caution.
Look at that. One bogey down. Damn! They have heavy SAMs covering the airspace. Abort! Return to base!
Our jet has been shot down.
Kiowa standing by.
The Raptors can be called in as reinforcements, Commander. But you should find and destroy this long-range anti-air position first. Our fighters can't properly cover our helicopters as long as it stays here.
Thrusting forward. All weapons green. Initiating attack. Heading there now. Target acquired. Engaging.
The sky is ours. We can now use drones with relative safety now.
A convoy of artillery units escorted by powerful short-range air defenses has been spotted. Let's ambush them with infantry rather than sacrificing helicopters.
They decided to escort this convoy with Mi-24s, apparently. Prepare some AA to welcome them.
Eye in the sky.
Another day, another convoy destroyed. Commander, a large column of armored vehicles is arriving from the direction of Klaipeda. I don't really get what they're doing. Normally, they're supposed to attack in the other direction.
Watch out, a Russian drone. They're trying to identify your position. More enemy drones coming your way.
They will probably arrive from the direction of Kaliningrad and try to go through our positions. They know we're here. They know we have mostly helicopters. Expect a larger assault equipped with anti-aircraft defense this time. Enemy assault group detected. They're coming our way. Call back your helicopters and defend the FARP.
Flight path updated.
Check a leg.
Enemy attack repelled. Great job, Commander. A large convoy of vehicles is heading in our direction from Klaipeda. It's hard to identify exactly what it is, but it's heavy, and they're moving fast. They're kicking up a huge cloud of dust.
Heading there now.
This is General Bennett. We're arriving from Klaipeda with USMC reinforcements. I understand now why we met so little resistance on the way. There are wrecks of enemy vehicles everywhere on that road. Is it a reenactment of the 2003 Highway of Death in Iraq?
Glad to see you alive and kicking, General. Commander, we're done here. We are TB.
I have very good news. With the threat of the ballistic missiles eliminated, Germany and Poland have agreed to send forces to help us. 2 armored brigades are currently being moved north by train and will position themselves near Kaunas to support the Lithuanian forces defending the city. We have received reports signaling that the Russians are massing troops there, but with these European forces at our side, this war should finally turn to our advantage. The Russian forces progressed fast through the Baltic states, but they are not as numerous as they seem. They only hold the main axes and cannot control the vast majority of the countryside. One decisive battle is all we need to turn the tide in our favor. We could take back all that ground as quickly as they took it and force them to sue for peace. A figure of speech, of course, since no war has been officially declared. Williams, the train carrying the tanks from Poland and Germany will soon arrive in Mariampole. I need you to coordinate with our European partners to make sure they become combat effective as soon as possible. Please give them a warm welcome on our behalf
and ensure that they have everything they need.
Sorry, sir, but as a diplomatic envoy, isn't that your job to shake hands? Shouldn't I be on the front preparing our defense instead of playing butler?
So you were mistaking me for a butler?
No, sir, that's not what I meant.
My job is to decide who is best suited for each task, and your job is to do as I say. And I said that you should play the glorified cheerleader for our allies, not me!
As you wish, sir.
And go with her, Commander. I don't need you either.
Commander, the first train carrying the German Leopard tanks just arrived. We're tasked with unloading and prepping them while waiting for the German crews to get here. And now we've become freight handlers. What a promotion. Take those trucks and go grab supplies from the depot, Commander. I'll manage the unloading. I'm starting to understand why the General isn't Miller's biggest fan. This guy's completely bipolar. One day you're best buddies, the next he treats you like shit. Well, it is what it is. Let's hope this war will soon be over, and we can move on. Those German tanks will sure help with that. So let's get them prepped ASAP. Strange. I didn't receive any word about Lithuanian reinforcements heading our way.
Hey guys, the front line is in the other direction. Did you get lost? What's your unit?
Oh shit, they're shooting at us!
Cease fire! Blue on blue! I repeat, blue on blue! Cease your fire!
Fuck, those are Russian soldiers exiting the Lithuanian vehicles! We're under attack! Commander, take control of the Leopards already unloaded! Establish a defensive perimeter! I'm calling for reinforcements! Don't let them come near the train!
Williams to Miller! Williams to Miller! Do you copy? We are under attack! We need support!
Fuck, where is this guy when you need him?
Who needs supplies?
Oh, no, 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 no! Fuck me! We lost the train. There's nothing left to protect, so let's switch to attack mode. Those Russians have never seen me pissed off before. Help me retake the outskirts of the city, Commander. Push them hard. Let's send them back to wherever they came from. Try not to lose any of those Leopard tanks. We don't have many left. Let's keep them in good shape for whatever it's worth. The train yard is back under our control. Nicely done, Commander. Now focus on the other objective. I'm sending troops to hold this one. The factory is back in our hands. Good job, Commander. The outskirts of the city are secured. They'll certainly try to counterattack, but we now have excellent defensive positions. Put ATGMs in the buildings and engage the enemies as they cross the open fields. Okay, looks like they've had enough for today. They're falling back, but the damage is done.
Williams! Williams, do you copy? What the hell is happening here?
We've been attacked, sir, but we managed to repel them.
All right. But where are the German tanks?
Most were destroyed during the initial strike. We did our best, but only a handful remain.
Oh, God! Why can't I assign a task to anyone without it going to shit?
But those were only empty tanks. They can send more.
Williams, I don't think you understand how little military reserve the Europeans have. Those tanks represented about 20% of what Germany has to offer, and they were destroyed in a minute. Do you really think that after what just happened, they will be willing to send more?
No, sir.
They are already pressuring us to negotiate with the Russians on terms we're not happy with. This will weaken our position further.
Counselor, alarming communication from Kunis. The Russians have launched a massive assault across the river, supported by airstrikes and a heavy artillery barrage. The Lithuanian forces have lost their cohesion, and our troops were forced to retreat.
Numidas River is our last line of defense. If the Russians cross it, it's over. We lose the Baltic states, and who knows where they will stop. Order a counterattack immediately!
Sir, our troops have already had their asses handed to them by the artillery. If they attack, they won't last an hour. The Russians have committed everything they have to this assault.
Exactly, and it is time to turn this disaster into a golden opportunity. We have one last chance to stop them, and I need a distraction for the Russians. Order the counterattack!
But I don't understand. What's the point? Without any reinforcements coming, this is a useless sacrifice.
Stop contesting my orders, Williams. I've brought you up to this position. I can bring you all the way down if I want. I don't know if you've noticed, but we're losing this war. So I hope I don't have to justify myself every minute over the death of a few hundred soldiers. Order the counterattack now!
No! I refuse to participate in this slaughter if you don't tell me what's going on first.
I see. Well, look. There is a dam overlooking the city holding 500 million cubic meters of water. So if this dam happened to be destroyed, the entire valley would be flooded. All the pontoons, bridges, and all the Russian troops and their equipment massed for the assault would be washed away. This would also create an uncrossable natural barrier for weeks, if not months to come, giving us time to reorganize our defense and save us from a humiliating defeat. Captain, are you and your men ready?
Always, sir. Mission objectives are clear. 3-man green light teams. Low altitude drop in the river. Swim downstream, plant the device, and kaboom.
Perfect. You know about the procedure?
We all know the procedure, sir. It's been an honor.
For me too, Captain.
Wait, what device? A few swimmers will never be able to carry enough explosive to blow up the dam. And this is the plan for which you're ready to sacrifice all our men? This is crazy!
Williams. Always sticking your nose where you shouldn't, aren't you? I can see your motivation has waned recently. So let me explain what's gonna happen. And I hope this will cheer you up and make you fully cooperative again. Have you ever heard of Saddam?
The dictator?
No, the bomb. Special atomic demolition munition. A man-portable, low-yield nuclear device. Most of them were decommissioned at the end of the Cold War. But of course, we kept a few just in case. So believe me, the dam will definitely blow up.
A nuclear bomb? Are you insane? I refuse to participate in this operation.
Oh, you are participating in this operation, Lieutenant Colonel Williams. Look, you are even leading it according to these papers bearing your signature. Which means that if the mission were to fail, be assured you would be the one taking the blame, not me. So I would put all my skills and effort into making it succeed if I were you. Remember, I'm only an advisor here, and I strongly advise you to do exactly as I say.
Counselor Miller, the situation is critical. The remaining Lithuanian forces are under heavy attack and require our immediate assistance.
There is nothing we can do for them. You would only be delaying the inevitable. We need to focus on the dam. The green light team carrying the nuclear device should arrive at any moment. Progress toward the dam. We'll divert enemy attention to give them a clear route.
I refuse to use the Lithuanians as a meat shield just to save a few of our own. Commander, you advance toward the dam. I'll cover your flank and assist the Lithuanians. Look, Commander! Friendly forces are arriving from the west!
Roger. This is General Bennett to all friendly forces. Watch your fire. We're arriving from Klaipeda. Do you copy?
General, thank God you're here!
I was worried I'd missed the fight. I hauled USMC armor all the way from Klaipeda, moving at a forced pace to catch up. Link up with me. Together, we have a chance to stop this assault.
Negative, General. Maintain your position. Stay away from the river. We are going to blow up the dam and drown the whole valley, Russians included.
You realize half this city lies in that valley, don't you?
Believe me, if there were another credible alternative, I would take it. And a few more of our tanks won't change the situation. Where do you think you're going, Commander? Williams, keep your subordinate on a short leash, will you?
Sorry, Counselor. In accordance with DoD recommendations, I favor a decentralized command structure. The commander may independently assess the situation and take whatever action is deemed necessary.
Stop fucking with me! Commander, return immediately and head for the dam! Final warning, Commander. That goes for you as well, Williams. Your orders are clear. Advance towards the dam!
Apologies, Counselor Miller, but you're just an advisor here. The commander doesn't take orders from you.
You're going to regret that, Williams. Crossing me comes with a price. Just ask the General how steep it can be.
There you are. Good. Now let's win this battle my way. First, we need to reform a cohesive defensive line. Williams, maintain your positions. Rally as many retreating units as possible and prevent any additional enemy amphibious crossings. Meanwhile, we need to regain control of those bridges, Commander. We're getting slammed by ballistic missiles!
I've marked the coordinates of the launch, Commander.
We've reached the other bank. I'd like to think that was the hardest part, but I doubt it. Under normal circumstances, I tell you to secure the high ground before entering that narrow valley. But right now, we don't have that luxury. We need to move and fast. Miller, our troops are in the middle of the valley. Belay that order.
Perfect, General. You're excellent bait for the enemy. Stay put, act natural, and wait for the flash.
God damn it, Commander, we can't let this madness go on. If we manage to repel the Russian assault far enough from the valley, there will be no point in blowing up the dam anymore, and the city will be saved. I see two options. Either we launch a direct attack on their command and control center and destroy everything there. The Russian military organization is highly centralized. If we cut off the head of the snake, it will completely disrupt their attack, and they'll start running around like headless chickens. Option 2, we push toward the dam to stop this bomb. Those Delta Force guys are true believers, willing to die for the mission. But I'd like to think they'll hear us out before pulling the pin.
Green light team reporting. We're in the AO, heading toward the target.
Uh-oh. Looks like the horsemen of the apocalypse just showed up.
Left.
It's okay. We still have time, but don't waste it. We're coming into range of their HQ. Look at that. Supplies, artillery, surface-to-air missiles, all packed in tight, like a powder keg waiting to blow. Light them up, Commander. Leave nothing standing. Show they'll never forget.
We did it, Commander! Enemy troops are starting to retreat. Green light team, this is Lieutenant Colonel Williams. Abort the mission. The city is ours. I repeat, abort the mission.
Understood. We cancel the Army procedure and wrap up the device.
After this, Miller can piss off and let us be.
You clearly don't know the man. He'll never forgive you for standing up to him, and he'll make you pay. But you did the right thing, and I'm proud of you. Commander, think about it. Yes, we are outnumbered, but there's no need for such extreme measures. If we combine our forces, we could at least contain the attack.
And for how long, General? By coming here, you've left our flank exposed. The Russians will soon notice and surround us, so we need to annihilate them now more than ever.
Green light team reporting. We're in the AO, heading toward the target.
Glad to hear your voice, Captain. The situation here is chaotic, to say the least. Proceed ASAP. Meanwhile, we'll lure as many enemy units as possible into our trap. Commander, head for those hills and establish a defensive perimeter. This will draw a large number of their troops into the lowlands around your position and maximize the effect of the flood. Let the enemies surround you if you must, but maintain control of the high ground and hold until detonation.
Green light team here. We have the dam in sight. It's heavily guarded.
Roger, Green Light. We'll intensify the pressure to draw their attention.
Green light team reporting. We've reached the dam. We start unpacking the special device.
Roger, Green Light. Report back when you're ready for the final phase of the plan.
Green light team here. The device is in place and ready to go off. What are your orders?
Initiate the countdown and get the hell out of there, Captain. The bomb's well hidden. No need to sacrifice yourself.
You won't have to repeat it twice. All right, boys. We need to move, as if the hounds of hell were on our backs. 10 minutes left.
Good. Continue to hold your ground, Commander. Poke at them if needed. Make sure they know you're here.
5 minutes left.
It's working. They're massing more and more troops by the river for their final assault against you.
1 minute left. Soon, the moment of truth.
Oh, and don't worry, Commander. We'll pin it on the Russians. We'll call it an accident, a case of poor coordination, friendly fire, you name it.